Alright, I've wanted to make this video for a while, but I haven't had time to sit down and write out my thoughts to present a more coherent video. I like to have the least amount of rambling as possible. Um, if you've seen some of my other videos, I would like to warn you that this is going to be completely different than the things that I normally do. And this video will offend a lot of people, particularly quote unquote middle America, um, more specifically the people in the suburb I live in. Um, it's about where I live. I live um, about 20 miles outside of Baltimore. I moved back home um, after a few years of living out west, particularly Nevada and Arizona. I moved back to finish my degree and work on some other projects, particularly some stuff with Haiti. Um, Here in Maryland, I take public transportation and I walk as much as possible. Um, and where I live, it's fairly diverse. It's what people would call middle to upper middle class, but what I would call consumer scum class. Uh, I would say it's a section of the population that, in many cases, looks down on quote unquote lower class, even the ones that may have be just removed from a lower class of life themselves. This consumer scum class, who is most likely fallen for the notion that if you work hard, you can be wealthy, but not having a real understanding of what it took for someone to come from nothing to obtain large sums of wealth. In many cases, when a person comes from nothing, then obtains a large sum of wealth, they've committed a crime, if not a crime against humanity, a literal crime, breaking the laws that are even prohibited by um, a capitalist society. But what people don't do to obtain wealth is spend all their money on overpriced homes and some makeshift uh, community with no land to develop on because the lot is entirely too small to do anything, let alone develop something on it. Then after buying that overpriced home, go and get another loan for a car that's gonna lose at least half its value as soon as you drive it off the lot. Um, I never understood why a person, uh, specifically black people, would work so hard, like slave in many cases, coming from a poor community, knowing how hard it was to do that, and then decide that instead of bettering their community, helping the youth to better themselves, it's explaining to them what it takes to get ahead in life. You instead buy some overpriced home to get as far away from your community as possible. Maybe going back to go to church, probably talking down to the people as you pass by with your windows rolled up and your doors locked. But even churches nowadays are talking about poor people in negative ways. Churches are starting to um, buy land outside of their communities, building their mega churches in suburbs. Um, Usually getting the money to build those churches in the suburbs from selling the land in the inner cities after the value's gone up, after they brought it. Um, this brings me to the point of this video. Um, as I'm walking to and from either look for work or going to the store or what have you, I always have some asshole that seems to be completely horrified of me walking down the street. And it's not just white people or non black people, there are black people also. And I could be saying something as simple as hello, and they would look at me as if I said, "Give me your wallet." Can't say that I don't expect it from non black people. Um, they may only see black people in two occasions, at work and on TV. Generally, black people that they work with are probably trying to be more westernized than they are. And we know what kind of images are on TV of black people. They're usually cooning, caught on tape committing a crime, or going to jail for some crime they committed. Um, so again, I don't expect much different from non-black people. The black people should know better than to prejudge someone. But they're probably so far removed from working class blacks that they take on the same mindset as non-blacks. Um, I'll admit I'm not the most attractive person in the world, but I do not display any aggressive behavior. I am not walking down the street mean mugging people. I am not soliciting for money, and I'm not distributing any sort of religious material. Um, but to be clear, I'm not going to rob you. I have no need for your worthless fiat currency. The small amount you may have on you could not afford me to do the things that I wish to do. Things like developing land, starting gardens in the city, creating genuine educational programs for youth in urban areas. I don't. The money you're having on you while you're jogging or walking, I couldn't do that. And to the women, I'm not going to rape you. First off, you're not a black woman. You don't even interest me. And black women, you could be attractive, but that's not where it stops for me. Because if you're talking about some Caucasian or Arab gods or some pro American politics or something that has nothing to do with the progression of black people, I'm generally not interested in you either. I'm particularly good by myself until I get myself together. Then I can find someone that's compatible. Furthermore, I'm not trying to commit any crimes to get caught up in the intentional trap of America's prison system. It's better described as modern day slavery, where blacks and Hispanics are targeted, brought up on nonviolent crimes with outrageous sentences to have them building America, growing America's produce, fighting America's wildfires, and fattening the pockets of American politicians and prison developers. I'm sort of offended, actually, when I walk past you and you think I'm gonna rob you because you automatically assume that I'm some sort of small time, small minded person. If I was interested in committing a crime, I would commit a big crime. I'd probably rob a casino or hit a central bank vault. I would do something like organize an army and run up in Fort Knox and try to take the gold, but I'd probably be disappointed because I'm sure there's no gold there anymore. So rest assured, Middle America, you're worthless to me. What you have, I don't want. But as I say in the title, you should be scared of me. You should be scared because I despise your culture of excess and perpetual debt, and your complicity of terrorism is criminal and inhumane. And what I represent is the complete opposite of that, and I intend to see the end of it. I spend every waking moment contemplating the end of the system you hold so dear. I am not one of these uneducated, misinformed masses that you need to continue your system of degradation. I am conscious every day of my spending, my diet, information sources, and new relationships. Though I do not wish to physically harm you unless you provoke me, I am a proactive revolutionary and I, instead of composing some retarded rap song that's full of self hate, disrespect black women, instead of westernized, trying to be more westernized, getting some shitty job, working 40 years, expecting a pension or 401k, to support me till I die, only to find out that it's worthless. Um, and instead of um, jacking you for the worthless possessions, I intend on linking with as many like minded people as possible to educate more less fortunate people in the importance of divesting in a system that only has destruction in mind. I plan to assist in development of the tools that will construct the system for this use. And though I don't have a finished product, I have a rough draft. So it's only a matter of time before more people get on board. And with your austerity measures and your disrespectful code language, you will do the promoting for me. Thank you.